All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. Joining me today is Arctic Shadow, and we're bringing you the Malaysia National Finals. We just saw first game between NTL and Harshbrowns. So we're bringing you game two right now. How are you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. I enjoy watching Nothing to Lose in the previous game. They had a pretty solid strategy. They went with it. It was a really short game as well. It only lasted 12 minutes.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty fast one. But still, very exciting to see Chogal getting busted alive here. I think it's really just superior drafting that NTL provides. They already had two of the top three heroes here currently. That's tier one, and that's Lee Ming, that's Rhaegar. They follow it up with ETC,
Mhm.
and they don't even need to have Uther to threaten Mosh Pit. They didn't even go Mosh Pit. They picked up stage dive,
Yeah.
and that's how confident they were. And you have Chogal doing a lot of good damage as well in the back line, and that's really something that I think right off the bat propelled the team to a superior position.
Yep, among these two teams as well, I believe Nothing to Lose is the more experienced team. I believe Harshbrowns, they joined the qualifiers as a thing to just try and get a go in this, take a shot, and they actually were able to qualify, which is credits to them for making it all the way here as well. But Nothing to Lose with the amount of experience that they have, and one of the three teams who are the favorites, it's going to be a hard game for them.
Yep, very exciting stuff we've got from Malaysia today, and we're now going into draft for game number two. This is going to be pretty exciting because right now Hash Brown needs to win this particular game to bring it into the third game. So the draft has just started. We're just in time. Let's go.
Yep, as we see, the first bans are going to be Tirande as well as Li Ming. Nothing to lose, actually banning out the Li Ming this time around instead of going for it. And Tirande, I think, a pretty standard ban or pickup, either one that is always going to be there. Rega and Muradin being picked up by Harsh Browns. And over on Nothing to Lose, we see the Jaina and again the ETC, but will he go for the stage dive again this game?
Yeah, that's a question here. Do note the battleground is going to be Guardian of Terror,
Mm-hmm.
so this is a background that Vikings are a possible strategy. So
Yep.
we can actually expect that being pulled out somewhere. Raynor, Muradin, Rhaegar. Hash Browns really like that Raynor. Didn't work out just now, but it's pretty clear that they're going for standard comfort picks here. Maybe we're going to see Uther banned somewhere because ETC Uther, that's really going to be very hard to work with. And he's going to need the Uther here in this game because of Raynor.
Yep, expecting Hash Browns here to actually ban out the Ute with their second ban. And as you mentioned, the Rain is just maybe a staple pick for Hash Brown, something that they're really comfortable with. As of course, it didn't work as well in the previous game, but maybe this time around, Muradin will be there to provide the support that Rainer needs. And we do, in fact, see the Uther being banned out. So.
Yep, this is the funny thing. We've got all three majors addressed. Jaina's going to be on NTL, Leeming and Kilthas is banned out. So here, I mean, going for the Raynor pick so early on is not something that I'm very much comfortable with. I don't think that Raynor's that important to
Mhm.
have him picked up in that point of the draft. I think they're going for more aggressive damage dealer like Kilthas would have been a little bit better. But now NTL's got two pick, and they probably want to try and sync this one up with whatever plans they've got for ETC. If it's going to be stage dive, that's superior positioning. Feltat's going to be really good if we are looking at stage dive again. If not, then I'm going to be expecting some form of support. It definitely will be left with the likes of Malfurion for AoE sustain
Mhm.
or Karazin for frontline sustain.
Yep, I definitely agree with you there. Personally, I prefer the Malfurion here because he does provide the root as well, a bit more sustainability. Though he does take some time to get into the game, but we do see the shadow pick of Brightwing, and they will in fact pick up the Brightwing here as the support.
This is very, very refreshing. Yesterday we had one game of Brightwing, and that was not good for the team that picked up Brightwing. They didn't win that game. So here NTL with Brightwing picked up and locked in so early on. Once again, is it a needed moment in the draft to pick up Brightwing? You can go for something else though. So we'll have to see what's the plan.
Yeah, in my time when I was covering Nothing to Lose as well, they had a lot of different plays, unorthodox plays or plays that people wouldn't see usually. They're one of those teams that like to experiment. They were the ones that picked up Lunara as well, which at that point was not. I would say considered a tier one hero yet, so it was really interesting. And as you mentioned, the false start combination here with the ETC, it could be the stage dive, man.
Yep, and do note that there's a lot of mobility on the sub NTL.
Yep.
Really, just a lot of mobility. They're gonna really control this battleground very, very well.
Hmm.
There's also one reason why they picked up Brightwing so early on, and that's because they're trying to hide the strategy here. Kerrigan is actually gonna get picked up, and it looks like a Shadow Stitches, but based on my understanding, Stitches is banned from this tournament,
Yeah.
so that has to go.
Yeah,
Stitches
it
wants to
is.
play.
Yep. As we saw Harshbrowns as well, the player of Harshbrown on team Harshbrowns, that's gonna be really confusing. But yeah, she loves the stitches. In her tournament, she was on point on all those hooks. That led to them, qualifying for this finals. But unfortunately for her, stitches is in fact banned out in this tournament.
Yep, it is. Johanna Kerrigan, it is going to be for Harshbrown. And they've got some really, really good strategy, but this is not to move to Spider Queen, so it's not that small. The rotation may be very good from Harshbrown. The thing about Rhaegar is that he used to be a very late game healer. Now I think with the Lightning Shield, it's going to be okay. There we have it. That's the secret strategy. The Vikings. Here we
Yep.
go. Increased mobility on NTL, and also Vikings are split so easy. I think NTL's got this rough.
Yep, I think NTL has got this draft as well. They do have the Lost Vikings to give them sustainability in the levels. As you mentioned, they have super mobility as well in this game. So that's going to be a huge issue for Harsh Browns to deal with the heroes as well. It does look like they have some damage issues with no majors as well. As you mentioned, Kael'thas should have been the pick instead of Reyna in the third slot, but unfortunately for them, they let it go and it was in fact banned out as well. So yeah, my predictions are on nothing to lose right now too.
Yep. I would say that getting the Kerrigan pick is a little bit weird. Normally, a team will want to have Uther to really provide Kerrigan with the frontline insurance, but they don't have that for this game. It's only one Rhaegar. Rhaegar is not to say not good, but doesn't provide the kind of safety that Kerrigan requires when she's jumping in front and doing all of those skills there. Also, do note that out of the 3 to 4 heroes in the set of NTL, let's not talk about Vikings because Kerrigan should not be focusing on Vikings. Feldstad's got Barrel Roll, Brightwing's got Blink Heal, ETC got Power Slide, Jaina got Ice Block. So who is she trying to kill?
Yep, that is true. It's gonna be a really, really hard time for her, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game here for Hash Brown. But NTL, man, I really like this draft, and I think that they've got this pretty nicely sorted out. And Garden of Terror, not my favorite battleground because it's kind of really um, very much map possession centric. Like you really need to have superior positioning. You really need to push down those frontline structures to get access to the back line, and that's one of those battleground that I think that the Vikings will have a very good advantage over. But at the same time, I mean, there's nothing that can really hunt the Vikings here. Kerrigan
Hmm.
maybe, um, Muradin rotation with Raynor in the early game. You see, it's
No.
really kind of forced here.
Yeah, it definitely is here. There's nothing that the blue team can do to actually shut down these Vikings. And if the Viking player is a really strong one, he's gonna do wonders for his team. They're just always gonna be ahead on levels. And with the mobility from Falstad and Brightwing as well, nothing to lose can move around with those ganks along with the Jaina with the damage coming out from him as well. Hashbars is gonna have a really hard time. I foresee that it's just gonna be a lot of protection for Kerrigan and Reyna. So Johanna and Muradin, they're gonna play a key role in the blue team's draft here.
Okay, so we're now waiting to go into this game here, and I do agree, man, Arctic Shadow. This is gonna look like it's a stomp. Um, yeah, I mean, two heroes that come to my mind when you talk about countering the Vikings is gonna be Feldstad as well as Zeratul. Those
Hmm.
two are really good, but Feldstad's already picked up by NTL. Zeratul's not in this draft at all,
Yep.
so this is not gonna be easy for Harsh Brown to get away. But they can still win this game. How they do that? They just basically need to have a good rotation plan.
Hmm.
Muradin Kerrigan is a very strong early game centric rotation comp. So as long as they can rotate and they can pick off targets like a Brightwing ETC in the early game, I think they should still have a piece of the sky.
Hmm. But who do you think has the better composition for the late game?
Late game. Okay. Now, if you're talking about late game, it has to be post 16. There's quite a few things in mind post 16.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it really depends on how Jaina plays and what kind of a build she goes for. If she goes for the outdated Iceland's machine gun Jaina doing 600 damage every 60 seconds, sorry, every 0.6 seconds, that is actually going to be quite painful to deal with. That's actually going to work against Kerrigan here.
Mm-hmm.
But if she goes for the Northern Exposure build, I think Kerrigan does not have a shot at all. She's probably going to get bursted down very, very quickly and easily. Uh, I would say that if you look at execution aside in both drafts here, I would still say NTL is a superior team, simply because the amount of burst that they have. If you look at it from an execution reliant point of view, then yes, Harshbrowns comp is a lot easier to pull off,
Mm-hmm.
and NTL's comp looks like it is, flank centric, it's position centric, and there's a lot of margin of error on that side.
Yeah, with the Lost Vikings as well, I think Nothing to Lose has to try and push for the early game as well, as they did in the previous round when they were able to get a huge lead early on with the team fights and all that. The Vikings giving them that level advantage, with the talent boost as well. I think it's a game where they need to try and take it a little bit early. But ETC, with the amount of stuns that they have on Team Harshbrowns, the Reina able to take away the mosh pit along with the Johanna as well as the Muradin, he's gonna have a hard time landing his mosh pit. So I think, as you mentioned, with the false start combination, he's probably definitely going to go for the stage dive here.
Yeah, I'm also thinking it's going to be stage dive. Now, Brightwing is probably going for Blink heal. She's the only heal on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Hash Brown can actually take the early game. Like, I actually think it's pretty possible to take the early game and objectives here because they have the superior fight mechanics, or rather skills, in the pre-10 phase. That's the first night. If they can snowball from the first night, they should still have a pretty good shot at getting a decent level compared to the Vikings Soki XP. So I think this is going to be okay.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned. Yeah, definitely, I do agree with you. So it could be anyone's game right now. But yeah, for me, I'm still favoring. I'm not favoring, but my money's on the Nothing to Lose team right now. I prefer their draft. I'm liking their draft. I've been liking the team as a whole. The way that they just go for the unorthodox. So it is going to be really, really interesting to see. But of course, am hoping that Harshbrowns push this to game number 3 because we're all about action, man.
All right, so we're now going into the game. It's going to be Garden of Terror. On the blue team, we got Team Harshbrowns, captained by Harshbrowns. It is the Muradin player, as well as Payne going to be under Johanna, Nasty onto Rainer. We got Gravity playing as the Kerrigan, and Chonif going to be playing as the Rhaegar.
Yep, and over on the red team, blue team, sorry, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's the blue team. It is going to be Hasio
red
X.
team, yeah.
Or red team. Why is it blue team on my screen? That's so weird. Okay, so yeah, over on the red team, we're going to see Hasio X playing the ETC, Vinditas on the Brightwing, Daijobu on Jaina, Elokai on the Lost Vikings, and Ragan on Falstad.
All right, here we go. Already you can see NTL with something sneaky between the cheekies. Very nice party bush planned up. Meanwhile, you have Harshbrowns just 5-man stack in the mid lane. Rhaegar in a bit of a spot there already. Hasio looking for that power slide, goes into 2. Raigan does have some form of damage, and here you have also got that Condemn connecting multiple targets. Daijobu is actually going down first, Alokai second. That did not work out as planned.
It's almost like the blue team knew exactly what they were going to do here, what the red team was going to do. ETC got a 3-man stun, really well placed, but unfortunately for them, the blue team was just there, and the red team just got killed. It just got bursted down, nothing that they could do about it. Really well played by the blue team for that one.
Yeah, they don't have a healer so early on in that fight there. The Brightwing's actually in the bottom lane. Soothing Mist is all she has to offer in this stage of the game. I'm so sorry. There's nothing she can do, by the way. That's why I say that Harshbrown has the early game advantage when it comes to room-centric comms. They just got to make sure that they capitalize and don't die here. But there we have the Polymorph going as well. And it does seem like Harshbrown's in a little bit of trouble. She should still have the Dwarf Toss. So there we have it. She's okay. Ping comes in, Condemn connecting on Jaina. And also you will see Raigan flying by, some extra Hammerang coming out. Chonif in a lot of trouble right now. Hasio going for the lockdown. That's going to be enough. Also face mail connecting. Harshbrown's going to be fine. But it is so close.
Yeah, the blue team just overstayed a little bit too long there. Harshbrowns was able to get away with the Dwarf Toss, but Rhaegar still continued to go in. I think they thought they had the slight edge, but now with Rhaegar going down in the first night coming up, we do see the Reina and the Kerrigan at the top lane picking up on those plants as well. But yeah, I think this is pretty close, and the blue team just overextending a little bit there, the bottom lane.
Yep, all right. So far, in terms of seat count, we are now looking at about 30 aside. So those are just small shamblers that just went down there. The big one in the bottom lane still going to get addressed here by the red team. And I really like this. They know that they have... they know that they have to do this now, but if not, when the blue team starts rotating, they will not be given a space at all to do this. And Harshbrowns, they need to try and make something happen. If they get all of this seed here, they're going to lose their early game advantage that they had.
Yep, definitely. And taking a quick look at those talents here, we see Double Knight the Guitar picked up by ETC, Snowstorm, Eric the Swift, and Power Throw over on the blue side. Whereas on the red team, on the it's opposite for me. I don't know why. So I'm gonna get a bit confused here. But over on the blue side, we're gonna see Third Wind, Psionic Pulse, Laws of Hope, Stormcaller, and Focused Attack. I don't think I see anything out of the ordinary here in terms of talent pickups.
Kerrigan not going for a clean kill is a little bit weird for me, but hold that thought. We got a kill here. Felstad just became chicken wings there. And we got Gravity trying to go and give chase against the rest of the team here. Not going to work out really. They don't have the mechanic catch up against Hasio. That's a very good face melt. And I think that that's about it. NTL pulls back. They also tie up in terms of seed count. 93 against 87. Very close.
Yep, so neither team going to be able to pick up their Terra in the first night here. But it does look like the red team does have the slight advantage yet again, and this is, of course, because of the Lost Vikings doing a really good job, just continuing to soaking every single lane here. And the red team, of course, with a few kills early on, were able to get that slight advantage here, almost reaching the level 7 tier talents as well now.
Yeah, so initially I thought the plan for Harshbrowns, the better plan for Harshbrowns would have been just to rotate and deny the big Shambler, because that's where you know that the Vikings going to soak, you know they cannot stay in lane anyway, so why don't you just go kill people? Alright, now Hasio a little bit of trouble, but it seems like the stun come from Kerrigan's going to connect on Daijobu. We also see some extra polymorph coming out as well. The Arcane Flare doing some minimal damage. Hasio goes in, does not pick up the cam. Hasio now in a lot of trouble, surrounded by Knights. Going to also go down. Alokai, his very own Olaf's going to be fine. Harshbrowns also going to be able to dove toss away, but Rygan's just next to him, and Felstead does not have the ability to give chase here. Pain swings by with just one shield glare. So 2-for-1 exchange. Not good at all.
Yep, Hasio X, man. In the previous game, I believe he played the ETC as well. And here in this game, he's just landing those power slides, man. He baited it away. He ran away, and then he went back in for a 3-man stun. The blue team went in for those knights, and as you mentioned, unfortunately for them, they were caught between those knights, wasn't able to get away. And a 2-for-1 trade, though they were able to get the camps, but that's just it, you know. The red team now, they have a full level advantage here.
Good job by Eric there at the Yellow Kai. You just saw Eric just nicely with that extra mobility juking outside of Kerrigan's combo. And alright, now Hasio does have power slide still up, and then we have Blizzard connecting multiple charges and multiple target, and that is going to be very painful. Hasio again trying to snatch the cam, but does not have the support from the team. Harshbrown swings by, does still have got that Storm Bolt, but it did not connect. And we still see the extra shield glare coming out. Johanna does take the fall. Daijobu with some extra frost bolts going out as well. Rygan does not have the right target in mind. And then we have multiple target stun yet again. Rygan dropping solo, but we'll be okay. Daijobu not so much. Kerrigan trades for Jaina. Vinditas now with the Arcane Flare. This could be a possible turnaround, but Rygan does not have the space there. The hammer rank does connect, and Muradin is history.
Not too sure what Muradin was doing there again, but as we saw ETC getting a multiple stun off, but he was taken down early without the support and going in for the camp still, trying to block off the camp. Unfortunately for the blue team, again, you know, it was just a little bit of a drawn-out fight, and, you know, Jaina was there to be able to continuously do the damage onto them, and Muradin, I think, a bit too greedy there, trying to go for the bright wing, you know, Dwarf tossed a little bit too late, and he got taken down at there. And with that, you know, level 10 for the red team here, with the heroics being picked up right now.
Yep, good stuff on that side for NTL. It's going to be the stage dive, Blink Hill, Ring of Frost, as well as, play again. Wow, we're going to play today. Hammerang going a bit of an extra upgraded brother version, and that's the Hinterland Blast. No Mighty Gust though, so I don't like that. I really like Mighty Gust a lot, but going for Hinterland Blast, I think, should somehow provide the extra damage that the team needs. That's going to be fun to see.
Yep, it does provide a lot more damage for the team, but yeah, I do agree with you. I do like the Gust better. It just helps you disengage a little bit better. It can help you engage as well, both ways. So yeah, it's good. We're gonna see how this plays out, I guess. But maybe, I don't know. What do you think they're thinking there for getting that pickup?
Probably lockdown and damage. I mean, you look at that; it's a Ring of Frost, so you're gonna expect a lot more. Also, I didn't expect play again. Sorry, I kind of expected it to be that longbow raid. Meanwhile, ETC Chit just died on screen there. Hello Kai is doing whatever can. Hinterland Blast on 4 targets. They're going to do a little bit of damage there, but look at that. It's not going to be significant. Meanwhile, Jaina getting stunned out already. Harshbrowns going in there. We have the Ring of Frost on 4 target yet again. But where is the damage? There's still not enough for a kill yet. And that's primarily because they are up against Vikings. The Vikings is not part of this fight right here. Gravity goes in. Great combo against the Felstad. Brywing does take the fall first. Felstad's going to be okay. She does have the extra mobility to run away. Hasio swings by with the stage dive. This is going to be the turnaround point here for the red team. And there go the power slide connecting on multiple targets. Yet again, Pain goes in, picks up the kill on Felstad. The Blizzard trades up for Johanna really well. And it is going to be it. But still, NTL lost that fight pretty clearly. They do get a lot of advantage on top and bottom lane though.
Yeah, with the Vikings continuing to soak, they do still have a commanding lead in the levels. Unfortunately for them, though, they did lose that fight pretty badly. ETC just got caught off, and not too sure why the red team continued in to go to try and pursue some kills there. They thought they had the burst damage enough. Ring of Frost did connect onto 4, but that was just going to be it, as we see the terror from the red team pushing down that bottom lane as well. So.
Oh, yep, Bailoff overextended there. But that's okay. That's just about a quarter of EXP. So that's still not that bad. Meanwhile, on this side, Nasty is going to want some help from the team now. And there we have it. Harshbrowns going to be right behind. Kerrigan goes in, combo does not connect. This is where you're wishing you have got that mosh pit, but there we go, the Ring of Frost connecting on 1 target only, really, strictly speaking. Blessed Shield goes out from Pain, does not really connect on a lot of people as well. Muradin does take the fall, Joanna with the condemn once again, and we still see Joanna in a little bit of trouble. Hasio goes in for the power slide, and the Ancestral does connect, so that is going to be Joanna 2.0. Rhaegar will go down, though. Gravity now in a lot of trouble, so also go down. 3 men down already and counting. Hasio waiting for the power slide, there we have it, and Pain now in a lot of pain once again. I really love saying that, but Joanna is going down. And there we have a total of about 4 men down on this side. Rainer, that's the guy that's in that big plun mess there. And there we have the absolute comeback story. 15 against 12 right now.
Yeah, I think the Reina made a mistake in staying in his Terra for a bit too long. I think coming out and using his abilities would have helped his team a lot more. It's interesting, the blue team, again, I think there was some miscommunications going on as we saw Muradin staying a little bit too late into the fight up ahead, while the rest of his team were actually backing off. So I'm not too sure whether it was miscommunication or just inexperience there by Harshbrowns playing the Muradin. But yeah, it's just, again, overstaying his welcome in the red team side.
Oh, hold that thought. We actually got a big fight happening here. Maelstrom connecting on so many targets. That's going to do a lot of AoE damage. But there goes the Hinterland Blast. And Kerrigan's gone already. Hashbrown right in front, popping the Avatar. But it seems like Daijobu's going to be fine. Hashbrown's going to go down. Nice ice block. Pain's going to not be able to reach through this Jaina as well. And we still see Johanna there giving chase. Blizzard connecting 2 charges. That's going to be painful. Johanna will also go down. 4 men down a second time. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think the blue team can recover from this anymore. It's a 3-level advantage. Of course, I would love to see it happen, but it's looking so grim for them right now. It's just they're continually taking fights that they just cannot win with such a huge level gap between the 2 players, the 2 teams. Of course, they're on the same tier talent tiers, but I don't know. It was just positioning there again. Muradin went too deep, going after the Jaina. The Jaina just baited him, and when he got close enough, a nice ice block being used, and he just went down. So. Again, I think the inexperience is catching up to the blue team a little bit here.
Yeah, it is. Meanwhile, we're looking at a red team with a mid lane push. A polymorph target under the Muradin. And that's about it. I don't think they're able to do anything more than this. Alokai is going to want to try and join up with Hasio in the top lane. But that's just the ETC, and he does have the stage dive, so I will not be too stressed out by this maneuver here. So we still see Kerrigan jumping on the ETC, not able to land that combo though, and then we have the power slide connecting on the back line, that's the Rhaegar. We still see Blizzard coming out, Alokai does need to make sure that the Queen's Curse is used perfectly. Hasio in front, and then we have the Ring of Frost connecting as well as the face mail coming down. That's also going to mean a dead Rhaegar, and Hasio jumping back out. ETC is going to go down as well, but that's good damage coming out from both the Kerrigan as well as Rainer. The lovers there going to do some good damage as well. Jaina staying alive somehow, the ice block connecting. Blizzard's going to connect as well. Daijobu is able to pick up the last kill there and able to run back out. Nasty, however, from behind. Rainer overextending. Rainer goes down. Pain goes in. Shield Glare is going to connect also. Hasio, meanwhile, is already gone to Harshbrown with that Stumble connecting, but that's going to be a dead Johanna there. And we still have the chase going up against Muradin. Muradin is definitely going down. Oh, he pops Avatar. Maybe not now. Oh, Hinterland Blast getting cancelled there. That's really sad.
Yeah, the red team just held out for so long, and while all that was happening, bottom lane as well, his Vikings were pushing in, and the bottom keep is gonna fall. So they have a two-lane advantage here, with the red team able to get away with just the loss of an ETC. That was a huge win for them in this, and I think it's gonna be a huge uphill battle now for the blue team to climb, with just one level away from the Storm talents here for the red side as well.
Yeah, we still have to remind ourselves that every single fort on the side of NTL is still standing. So that's like all the structures in place are in place. They're still pretty much well and alive, not like
Oh,
the ones on the blue side. But
yeah,
Harsh
almost
Browns,
a perfect game.
yeah, almost a perfect game, like you said, man. And 19 against 11. We're looking at NTL with a 4-level lead. This is not just the power of Vikings. This is also the fact that they have a very dominating 4-man wipe 2 times. In fact, 3 times. And also the fact that they have been rotating so well. Credits full onto the ETC play.
Yeah, the blue team did a very good job early on, though, as we see a clash about to not a clash, but Harshbrowns in some trouble. He's gonna be able to run away, though. This is just a game of chicken right now, as Hasio X is chasing down that Muradin, and this could be some trouble with the Knights coming up.
Hasio, great choke point, 3-man stun, and also Hinterland Blast connecting there. We have also got a Ring of Frost. This is gonna be really, really painful. And we got Harshbrowns popping that avatar, but Hasio is dropping a lot of HP. Vanitas with a bling heal. Clutch plays there. Seems like Nasty's gonna try and pull away. Could it be finally the time for a 5-man team wipe? Maybe Harshbrowns also in some trouble. Stumble does not connect. Raynor does go down. Harshbrowns also. We're actually gonna see Slingshot do some work for the first time, and it's a 5-man team wipe. We do have with us here the game.
Yeah, that was the perfect execution. The choke point that the blue team lured themselves into there because it got caught by the power slide, followed up by the skills coming out from the red team. It was just so, It was time to perfection, I would say.
Yeah, it's perfection. Let's take a look at perfection once again. The replay is ready, so we're going to pull that one out. Here we go. I believe you can see this here.
Yep.
And I'm going to let you take this. So, man, this is brilliant.
Yeah, as you see that choke point, the power slide coming in from ETC, just connecting onto all 3 heroes, and that was just the end of it because Faustad was able to use up his Hinterland Blast, and it dealt so much damage. The Ring of Frost connected onto Tree as well, further bursting down 3 heroes, and that just left the Muradin along with the Reyna, and the Reyna wasn't really doing much in that fight, and Muradin with his ulti, he wasn't going to be able to do anything there, and he just got taken down as well. So just really perfect execution by the red team.
Meanwhile, it's a 5-man team wipe yet again. And at the expense of just, I think, 2 Vikings as well as 1 Brightwing. This is the game right here. Hinterland Blast, you name it, they used it. Every single thing went out. Daijibu with the BM Ring of Frost anyway, just for effects. But all right. So we have with us here NTL progressing on to the upper bracket as well as Harshbrowns going down to the lower brackets. We're going to get an update on the bracket situation as we speak. But yeah, give me your thoughts, man, Arctic Shadow. Let me know what you think of that game.
Nothing to lose, man. Just again, really dominant. They were a bit shaky early on in the game, as you mentioned, because of the Muradin Johanna combination. They were able to take the blue team. They were able to take on the early lead a little bit. Unfortunately for them, the red team just came back strong, and with the Lost Vikings just continually soaking in those lanes, just gave them that level advantage. Even when they were losing clashes, when the red team were losing clashes, they were still ahead on EXP, and that's something that the blue team just couldn't deal with. Eventually, with the 2 4-man team wipes, the red team just pulled too far ahead, and there was nothing that the blue team could have done, and it was just a lot of inexperience there, with Harshbrowns just diving in a little bit too deep into the enemy lines, getting taken down early on, and it was of course that 5-man team right at the bottom that just sealed the game for them. Just really well played here for the red team.
So 3 4-man wipes and 2 5-man wipes. That's how bad it is. I'm actually getting an update from the producer, but I could not hear what he was trying to tell me. So, brackets. Yep, here we go. Hashtag production. Here we have the winners bracket, and it looks like it's FFKG up against NTL. Pro's going to be playing against FG next. And we'll also have on the lower bracket, Harshbrown. This is sad, but they are there. And they're going to be waiting for their opponent, and it's I think it's a best of 1 lower bracket, right?
Yeah, it is a best of 1 lower bracket.
Awesome stuff. Okay. I guess that sums it up for this entire matchup. We're going to be back again with the next match in just a few moments, so sit tight, stay tuned. Arctic Shadow, how do you feel of that entire series, and is there anything else you'd like to add?
It was just a really interesting game, man. It was really interesting to see how NTL was able to come up with the different strategies, and you kind of called all their pickups as well, with the Vikings, the Falstad, everything. So props to you, man. Props to you.
Thank you. I just know Hasio for a really long time, so maybe that's why. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this custom coverage brought to you by Babel as well as Arctic Shadow. We'll be back, and joining us is going to be you, hopefully, for the rest of today. So see you guys soon. Being in a really bad spot. Now we have Elo Caliber trouble with nice welling arrow going in as well. And then we have the Q for the Mosh Pit, but still don't see it yet. Nikkei Tan pulling back a lot of damage against Jaina, as well as the Lunara already the Greymane with that Gilnea cocktail and the RKO out of nowhere from the Punisher. You gotta be expecting those kind of stunts coming in, and it's enough for a kill against Johanna. Johanna already gone. Hasio now still trying to hold the front line. He can look for the space for a Mosh Pit, but what's that gonna do? They don't have enough space for the range damage.